Let's get it.
Hey, it's Bryan with DD214 Transport. Please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. Guys, listen, if you're looking for Hotshot information and no BS, you found the channel. Welcome. We got a great show tonight, but before we get started, we are going to thank our veterans and first responders for all they do and all they continue to do for this country. Guys, we would not be the country we are without them. Here's our lease on and dispatch information. Should we could help you in any way, please reach out. You can hit us up on either one of those two sites. Built to last. That is tonight's topic, guys. And on top of that, we've got Bryan here with his 90-day checkup. But first, let me ask you something. If freight slowed down tomorrow, could your business survive 90 days? Not emotionally, financially. Because starting a hotshot business is easy. It's just a little bit of paperwork. But staying in business, that's where most people fail. Every year, thousands and thousands hit the road. Most of them 90%, 94, 95% won't be here a year from now. And that's not because they can't drive. It's because they built their business on excitement and not durability. If your numbers only work when freight is booming, guess what? They don't work. If your setup requires perfect conditions every day to survive, it will fail. Tonight, we're not talking about getting started, okay? We're talking about building something that will actually last. If you build this business wrong, the market will eventually expose it and crush you. That's the facts. But if you build it right, you won't just survive the cycles. You'll thrive. Now, we're going to get to that in just a few minutes. We got some news to take care of and some other things. We'll be right back with that. Bryan is in the house. He's here for his 90-day checkup. 90 days ago, he was in town going through load securement training and driver training. So there we go. Tonight, we have zero gas prices because we got a partial government shutdown, and I guess the people who do this job is non-essential. Therefore, they don't care if they work or don't. They'll get paid with interest later. But for this week, we have no gas updates. News, guys, here's a sad story, man. And, you know, if you've listened to me long enough, you've heard me say it. Love's, Dunn, North Carolina. Driver passes away in his truck. Okay. So just a reminder out there to take care of yourself, fellow drivers, and keep an eye on each other. Okay. You got to keep an eye on your health, and you got to keep an eye on other people that are out there. A load and a paycheck aren't worth killing yourself over. Our families depend on us. Rest in peace, fellow driver. News. Real ID. Mail order CDLs and American CDL free for all. Now, you guys need to hear this. If you think this isn't a conspiracy of just epic, Jesus Christ, it's epic. You can buy a Mexican commercial driver's license online for $200. 6 states will convert them to an American CDL without verifying your legal presence. And the federal audit just started. Somewhere between a Philadelphia apartment and a flea market in South Texas, between a wire transfer to Mexico, a fixer, and in California, a DMV counter that doesn't blink at a birth certificate listing no name given. The American commercial driver's license system isn't kind of broke. It's not bent. It's not stressed. It's destroyed. That's just one little piece of news for the week. Blew me out of the water. Mm-hmm. Secretary Sean Duffy. Operation Safe Driver results in removing nearly 2,000 unqualified truckers from American roads and arrest. They had 8,215 inspections. 704 drivers are placed out of service, including nearly 500 for English speaking proficiency violations. 1,231 vehicles were placed out of service for other things. And 56 arrests, including a DUI and illegal presence in the United States. So it just keeps going. All right, here's your warning. You guys better stand up, take notice, and understand this is the first of every week until we get this over with. The CVSA's International Road Check scheduled for May 12th through the 14th is electronic logging device tampering, falsification, or manipulation. They're going to be looking at your logs, boys. And guess what else? Cargo securement. Oh my God. So yeah, stand by to stand by. News. This is the Trucker Safe Tip Line. Listen up, guys. I'm going to repeat this forever until I die. Phone numbers 888-368-7238. If you see something unsafe or sketchy, you are supposed to call that number and let somebody know. Okay? 888-368-7238. Now, I've got a couple of pictures here. I want you guys to understand Hotshot is a smaller unit, but Hotshot will walk straight up your back if you're not careful with it. This is a driver that lost control, and he totaled his trailer, and a good portion of his truck, I would say, is gone. So understand that these things will not only whoop you, but they will flip over on you. Okay? Look at this one. This happened in North Carolina, here in Charlotte. Look at that. Upside down. Why? Because he was hauling engineered beams. It was high on his trailer. He was coming around this on-ramp and was basically being a dick and flipped his truck over. Okay? Guys, you don't pay attention, that load will wake you up. I guarantee it. All right. This is really not news about the industry too much, but I thought this was a safety enough thing to reach out. And Stellantis has issued a do not drive warning on approximately 225,000 older vehicles in the United States. These are exploding cantata airbags. And it's Rams. I figured, somebody might have an old Ram out there, but 2003 to 2016, 15 to 3,500, that's a do not drive until you get them replaced. They will replace them for free. So if you got one of these, please get it in, get it fixed before that thing blows up in your face. Reminder, this came in from Bryan this week, and this is a reminder, always check your gear. Chains you wouldn't think, a new chain. This is a fairly new chain. You can tell it's still got the gold still on it. That chain's broke. It is no good. Or, you're going to have to weld another link onto it or cut it off or something. But that chain can't be used. Look at the close-up at it. Okay? That's gone. So, good find, good catch, Bryan. Appreciate it. You're looking after your gear. All right. So, a lot of stupid stuff happens behind the scenes here. And this came in on a video. I'm going to read this to you because I'm going to read it. And I want you to understand something. This came in on a video. The video was called DOT Busted Him, the Violations That Will Shut You Down. Okay. And I was going through violations that would shut you down alongside of the road. And Captain Theodore Eaton decided to say something. I'll speak more onto it after you hear it. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Kind of doubt it in this case, but I could be wrong. So he comments, most of these violations don't pertain to hotshot trucking. Most of these violations are for semi-trucks, not 3500s and 350s and below. You don't need a CDL if you're GWT, yes, whatever that is, and I'm assuming that's a typo. He meant GWR or GVWR, is under 26,000 pounds. And most of the violations that an officer could pull you over for regarding hotshot trucking and sprinting trucks, the officer could pull you over in a daily vehicle for as well. I mean, I can't even puke enough to tell you how wrong this is. So I went ahead and just took a minute and I wrote him back. And it says, this is factually wrong. The FMCSA regulations apply to any commercial motor vehicle, not just semis. 26,001 pounds only determines the CDL requirement. It does not determine whether or not you're subject to driving rules, equipment regulations, HOS and ELD, where applicable, inspections, maintenance, repair. A DOT officer doesn't care whether you're in a Cascadia or a dually. If you have a US DOT number on the side of your truck and you're hauling for profit, you are a regulated carrier. Telling new operators most of these don't apply to hotshots is exactly how people end up parked with an out of service sticker. Regulatory ignorance is expensive. DOT can pull you over once you put that DOT number on there for any reason. With a private vehicle, they have to have probable cause. Okay? They can't just stop a private vehicle for any reason. Now, one thing my mama always told me is if you keep your mouth shut, somebody might think you're stupid. But when you open it up, they're going to know for sure. This is one of the dumbest comments I've ever seen on this channel. All right. Pictures of the week. Here's Anthony. I don't know what he's carrying, but it's big and it's heavy. We got Bryan in the house. And Bryan, just so you know, I zoomed in on your picture, and that's Armstrong, for him. Got some reels being run by James. But there's a. What is he doing? What are you doing, Roman?
I wanted to comment on that comment. As you're going through
You
these
comment
pictures,
on that comment?
on that comment, I just want to say, you see this, for example, all those pictures, yeah, all of them that you're going through.
Yeah.
That don't matter. If that chain ain't hooked up right, DOT isn't going to say, oh, regulations don't apply to you because you're not in a semi.
Right.
I mean, what are we talking about here, people?
Yeah.
That is a commercial vehicle. It is under federal regulation.
Okay? That's right.
So that's all I wanted to say.
Okay. I saw you about to come out of your chair over there. I was like, whoa, he's about to have a stroke. All right. So let me go on here real quick. All right. So we got Anthony, we got Bryan, we got James. All right. Jan's running a skid steer. That's some kind of trash dumpster Robert had. All right, we got a Freddie update real quick. Freddie is all lettered up. Freddie has went through a week full of load securement, and Freddie is on his own. He is gone. So he's under his very first load stem to stern today. Now, I wanted to give you guys real quick. This is the things that Freddie had a hold of real quick. Now, I will tell you, his very first load, and that was it, was one of the sketchiest damn loads I've been under in a long time. We stopped 3 times in 80, 90 miles to make sure that thing was still on there. That scaffolding laid on its side. It was just sketchy as hell. So, and you can see here, let's see. I hope you can see that scaffolding on the back wasn't all that was on there. That was 15,000 pounds. Oh, crap. So, yeah, I mean, it was just one thing after another. So here we go. That was his first load. I want to tell you something, guys. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a work of art right here. Freddie and I strapped this thing down. It wasn't heavy. It was just long, and it had multiple sizes. Okay, multiple sizes on the deck. And this had to be thought through. So he didn't have, the first 2 loads weren't the easiest loads. This was kind of funny. We went to get this. It's supposed to be 8,000 pound of pipe, and they throwed it up on the deck with 2 hands. So, sometimes you get it like that, and it's easy. Here's another load he ran, pretty easy load. And this is a load that got him out of here this morning. So he is on the way. And now we got Bryan in the house. And I'm going to change things up a little bit. I want to shift gears just for a minute. And I do this, guys. I do this basically, these 90-day checkups. I'm not showing or trying to say that this stuff is easy. In actuality, I'm trying to say this is what to expect when you just don't know. Okay. We're going to ask him about the wins, the learning curves, the surprises, and, things that people really don't understand until they get in this business. So, oh, Bryan, you are dark. Can you see? Can you hear me?
I can see.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can see the screen is lit up, so I can see just fine.
Okay.
I'm in my truck.
All right.
All I have is a dome light, so all I have is a dome light.
As long as your voice works, we're all right. Let's see here real quick. There we go. Now I can at least see you a little better. So, thank you for coming back on. We'll welcome you back. And the first thing I want you to do is, for the people that didn't see our first conversation, give us a quick version of where you were 90 days ago and what has changed since then.
Well, 90 days ago, everything was terrifying, and now it's not. So, you know,
Are you gaining
the
muscle memory?
gaining some muscle memory, a little, I have a brain fart here and there, just like I did when I called you yesterday. But everything's not terrifying anymore. Everything from securing,
Good.
hoping that every load was going to be a pallet full of boxes that was all the same size. I'm way beyond that
Right.
now. I'm not too scared when weird things get thrown on the trailer. Um, time
So your
management was.
early,
Go
yes,
ahead.
yeah. So your early experiences, though, what surprised you the most in the first 90 days?
Just how involved everything really was. Everything
Yeah.
from paperwork to securement. It's not just jump in the truck and they throw some stuff on the trailer and off you go into the sunset. It don't work like that.
Right. So what was harder than you expected it to be going in?
Probably getting used to stuff like the ELD, and just the securement. Once you're out there on your own, it's easy when you're standing next to me saying, do this, do that, do the other. But then when you're out there by yourself, it's pretty intimidating. The first 3 or 4 weeks was definitely intimidating as far as securement, worried about this stuff falling off my trailer, worried about where they're going to put stuff on my trailer, figuring all that out.
Right. Right. Well, business wise, what have you learned about the financial side that you didn't understand before you started?
Yeah, you've got to pay attention to where your money's going. My goal by the end of the first 30 days, my goal was for my business to be sustaining itself. In other words, I didn't have to pull any more of my personal money out to buy fuel, anything like that, really paying attention to gas. And I accomplished that. Up
Good for
up
you.
until now, from my 30 days, the business has sustained itself. Now, I'm not making a ton of money that I can go party with, but it's paying for my fuel, it's paying my expenses, and I'm able to put a little money up. So
Good for you.
that was a big thing. Is you're not going to get rich quick out here.
Yeah.
No, but you can change your life.
Yeah.
You can.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
you're gonna have good weeks and bad weeks, but I want to tell you something. If you do this business right, you can change your stores. That's for sure.
Last couple weeks were rough because we had that snowpocalypse or whatever, the big winter blast, and I was stuck in Michigan for a week, and I didn't make any money, but I survived that. Time management. I've learned that time management. I mean, time is money. You always hear that, but it's the truth.
Right.
My first 30 days, if the rate con said it needed to be delivered between 7 and 3, okay, as long as I get there by 3, I'm good. Well, I figured out that getting up at 6 or 7 in the morning, getting ready and getting on the road by 8, that doesn't work for me. Just this run since I came out from the house, I've been getting up about 3:30. I go to bed early, but get up about 3:30, get on the road by 4:30 or 5, and it's actually just this weekend, last week, I was able to get 3 or 4 more loads in that I wouldn't have got had I been just cruising along and getting places at 2 and 3 o'clock.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
The time management, this we talked about this, I think, last week, where that's where the speed comes from. It's not hammering it down, getting the mile per gallon, thinking you're moving fast. It's the time management and maximizing that them hours, and that's how you move quick.
And I figured out, like in the beginning, I felt like if I had a long run, I needed to drive every hour out of my clock, drive till 9, or sometimes I was out there till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then I realized, well, hey, that means I can't start the next morning till 7 or 8 o'clock.
Right.
So I started coming in around 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm off the road by 4 or 5 o'clock, and I'm on the road first thing, and it's really working good. It's like I finally feel like I'm in a groove.
Now that's the groove. Now you found your groove. There you go. Okay,
you answered my question, by the way.
So what skills have you improved the most since day one? Is that your time management?
Everything. I mean, time management, load
Yeah.
securement,
Good for you.
paying attention to my truck and my equipment and how I drive. You know, just everything's improved.
Okay, so what do you feel like you're still learning about every day?
I'm still learning about load securement and load placement. Still work. Yeah, I by no means know it all. You know what I
Right.
mean? Every
Right.
day I'm learning something. I learned how not to strap stuff and destroy my straps because I've lost 2 or 3 of my 4-inch straps by not putting protectors where they should have been. Didn't hurt the
Right.
product, but you know,
Right.
I've ruined a couple of straps, and you're talking
Yep.
$30, $40 a strap.
Right. Exactly. That's what
So
those edge protectors are for.
yeah,
So yeah, the big damn yellow ones. All right. So
I've got the big damn yellow
mentorship.
ones.
Yeah, I know. So mentorship and structure. You hear me a lot on this channel talk about get a mentor, get structured. So, and you're going to hear it again tonight. Looking back, how valuable was it to learn inside a structure instead of jumping straight out on your own?
Oh, it was invaluable. I mean, I couldn't put enough value on that. And of course, I told you this a long time ago. I watched your channel for years, and had it not been for you, I probably wouldn't be here. I mean, that's just the truth. I watched other
Well, thank
channels, and everybody's talking about making 10,000 a week and yada yada yada. But you were the only one that stuck out to me. You weren't full of shit. So
you.
being able to start out with some structure has definitely been the game changer for me.
Good deal. Mindset. Have you had the moments where you questioned whether you made the right decision?
Several times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Several times.
Yes, sir.
And you know, and also the family support that you've talked about. If your family's not behind you, and I think my wife and my dad are probably both watching this, and I got a shout out to them. My wife especially. She's been behind me the whole time. I don't think she realized exactly how hard it was going to be for her for me to be gone, and she's doing a fantastic job holding things together, and she's still got my back every day. She's not telling me come home, quit.
Right.
My dad, having him, he's retired, so he's at home, and he is all into this. He watches your channel. He calls me every day, wants to know about my loads. I send him pictures.
How
You know,
cool was
he's
that?
all into
Yeah,
it.
that's
So
awesome.
it's really cool to have him kind of as he's almost like my riding buddy, because we talk on the phone all day long while I'm driving around. So it's pretty cool. More than I've ever
You
talked to
can't
him in my
beat
whole
that.
life.
You can't beat that.
That's awesome.
So
yeah.
here's a big one. We got people out there that are watching, considering, thinking, what would be if somebody's out there watching and nervous about getting into this industry, what would you tell them after your first 90 days?
I would say you need to find somewhere where you have structure. I would highly recommend not just going and buying a truck and trailer and getting your own MC and trying to just do all that if you don't know nothing about it.
Absolutely.
You need to research and get somewhere where there is some structure.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So look at this, Bryan. We really appreciate you coming on and talking to us.
Congratulations.
And congratulations. Hey to the family.
That's a major milestone you crossed there.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, you know, what I want you to do is, you know, kind of retreat back, get some rest. And,
Yep.
you know, you and
3:30 comes early.
That's right. All right, brother. I'm going to drop you.
All right.
And Roman, and I will talk to you later on. Thanks and
All right.
congratulations.
See y'all. Good luck out there.
Have you.
Yeah,
Bye.
you too.
All right. So really, really happy that he joined us, and really happy he's doing well and his family's supporting him, and he'll do well. All right. So tonight's story is built something to last. And here we go. Okay. Now, things I want you to talk, I want you to get your questions out there if you have questions, and put them down below. Mila will take what questions and throw them up on top. Now, if you guys like this kind of stuff, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the little bell for notification. Thank you very much. It sort of helps our algorithm or whatever they call that. So now, starting versus building. Starting feels so cool. It's so powerful. You got a new truck, new trailer, new decals, a new business, and it all feels like momentum. But guys, momentum is not structure. Excitement doesn't pay your insurance. Excitement doesn't cover a slow week. Excitement does not absorb breakdowns. Most people build for launch. Very few build for longevity. And longevity is what's going to keep you in business. Now, markets ebb and flow. They always will. They always have. They always will. If you build during a strong market, okay, without planning for a weak one, you're doomed. Durability is planning. It's engineered. It's intentional. Learn the craft, okay? Learn the craft before you go solo. Now, this is some of what Bryan was just talking about. Let me say something clearly to all of you right now. If you're brand new to this industry, you should not be in a rush to go solo. This business is not mastered by watching a few YouTube channels and ordering a trailer. This business is a craft. You have regulations, load securement, freight negotiation, broker relations, rate discipline, trip planning, maintenance timing, cash flow management, insurance realities. That knowledge all comes from experience by being out there and doing it. And it takes time. I tell people I learn something every day. One of the smartest moves a new operator can make is to get around someone who already understands the business. Get a mentor. Lease onto a company you trust. Work inside a structure before you try to build your own. If you're brand new to something, how in the hell are you going to build a structure when you don't know how to use the tools? Learn how freight actually moves. Learn what a slow week actually feels like. Learn how to dispatch problems. Learn how dispatching problems are handled. Learn how breakdowns are absorbed. Learn how money actually flows through a carrier. Okay? These are the things you've got to learn before you go jumping off the cliff. Because the fastest way to burn out is trying to perform surgery after watching a couple online videos. You heard me say it last week. Now, there's no shame in learning. None. Learn first. This is the only risk. There's only risk in pretending that you know everything. If your goal is longevity, mentorship is leverage. You build knowledge before you build liability. You know, simple terms, know what you're getting into before you go in debt for $100,000 worth of equipment. Now, capital discipline. Now, this is something I'm going to tell you right now. This is something I see way too much of. Let's talk about what actually kills a business. Being over leveraged and or undercapitalized. A high truck payment, high trailer payment, high insurance, and no reserves, that's pressure. And pressure forces bad decisions. Here's the serious test, okay? If freight rates drop through the floor and slowed tomorrow, could you survive 60 or 90 days with minimal to no revenue? Can you do it? If that answer is no, you don't have a margin. And margin is oxygen for your business and for you. Without margin, you suffocate slowly. Successful operators do not build based on, best case scenario. That's just not how it's done. They build on worst case survivability. Okay? Longevity requires margin. Now, the next thing I want to talk about real quick is equipment strategy. Excuse me. Equipment decisions are emotional for a lot of people, but longevity loves boring. Successful operators buy for function, not flash. What's the payload? What's the maintenance cost? The truck doesn't need to impress anybody. It needs to produce consistently. The trailer doesn't need to be the most expensive. It needs to haul what's actually available out there. Flash, everybody likes, a monkey likes shiny things. Flash builds attention. Everybody will look at you. Durability builds a business. Rate discipline. Bad freight destroys good operators. If your floor is $1.50, which is very high, and you're out there running for $1.51, it's because you're nervous. You're training yourself to fail. Panic hauling is nothing more than slow failure. Break even is a loss. Successful operators know their numbers and they say no. They protect their margins. They don't move emotionally. Margins give you options. Options give you longevity. Without margins, you're always reacting. You're not being proactive with anything. You're proactive during the building stage, what we're talking about. You're proactive then. If you're not proactive then, you're going to be reactive once your business starts. Okay? Emotional control. This industry is loud. Everyone's winning online. Everyone's scaling up. Everyone's making six figures. Successful operators are calm. They don't chase trends. They don't chase the newest truck. They don't expand because they see somebody else expanding. They don't build based on noise. They build based on math. Okay? So these are the things that we're going to talk about in the Let's Talk About It section. And let me just tell you, if you guys are seeing this without the Let's Talk About It section, that's because you're not here live. So the only way you see that is to be here live or to go back and look at it live. If you can't say no to freight, you are lost. No is a wonderful word, and it's awesome to be able to say no to a load. It's just not right. All right, emotional control. Like I said, this industry is loud. You don't chase the trends. You know, if you're going to expand, you expand on the math. You don't expand on what somebody else is doing. Longevity requires emotional control. You don't need to look successful. You need to remain successful. What build to last actually looks like? Let's define it clearly. A hotshot business that lasts looks like low fixed payments. You got a cash reserve. You maintain your equipment. You control your growth. Disciplined freight selection and patience. It doesn't look flashy. It looks steady, and steady wins. If you can survive long enough, you'll see the cycle turn in your favor. Time is the advantage. Longevity gives you time. If your goal is fast money, this industry will frustrate you and you'll be out of here in a minute. If your goal is steady growth, controlled risk, and long-term stability, you can build something real. The goal isn't to look successful for 6 months. The goal is to be operating when everyone else who rushed in is gone. Still moving, still profitable, still stable. That's how you build a hotshot business that actually lasts. Yeah, that was a lot. So, what do you think, Rome? Let's talk about it.
Talk about it. The
So-
mentorship thing is I can't stress how important that is. You gotta find a good mentor. If you find one, hold on to him, because that's so valuable. I had a great mentor when I was starting, and
Yeah.
when they let you loose and you go off on your own out there and running the road and traveling, boy, I can't tell you how good it is to have someone you can call back and ask for advice and just going on your own and feeling like, all right, I'm ready to do this because you had good mentorship. So that's really important.
Well, and you know, after driving for a decade, I mean, Roman, I drove for a decade before I started my gig.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, how long did I just? I mean, how long did I research this? It was months. It was months that I studied and got into it. After a decade of driving and all this other stuff and all my life, I got into this and had studied for months on it. And once I got started, I realized I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. So a lot of the learning came over time. A lot of it, I realized immediately I didn't know enough, and I hit the
Yeah.
brakes and started studying and really diving deep into it. But I tried
For
to
example,
go ahead.
well, for example, you get your equipment, you get everything going, and then you realize, damn, nobody takes a new MC.
Right.
A new MC takes months to mature, and you don't know that unless you have someone
But if
that
you
can
was
tell
part
you
of this
that.
channel, you would know that
Well,
because
that's right.
I've been screaming at it
Absolutely.
for several years now.
That's right.
So-
if you watch this, then you know. But if you people that did you know that? Remember, like you have to have. That's something you sort of.
I was in there when it happened. I'd already been in it and doing it when that all happened. I didn't
Yeah.
have the problem. That all changed in 2022, I think it was. When
That's right. I remember because of that Robinson thing.
Yeah, C.H.
But
Robinson lawsuit. But
yeah, that's one of the things though that somebody that can guide you would tell you, hey man, you be mindful of that.
yeah, I mean, I tell everybody all the time, now's not the time to be jumping in this thing with a new MC, especially if you
Yeah.
don't know what you're doing, because you're going to go broke quick.
That's right.
That truck
Yeah.
payment, trailer payment, insurance, you're looking at, $15, $18, $2,000, $3,000 a month in insurance, whatever it is. That'll hurt your feelings after a couple months and no revenue. So,
Yeah.
but let me tell you guys, what I did when I was sitting studying, instead of thinking about, now mind you, when I got into this thing, initially I was just looking for something to do for me because I'd already retired, I was done, and I couldn't sit still. So what I did, instead of looking at it and saying, okay, how much money are these guys making? Okay. That never crossed my mind. I didn't care because what they do has no bearing on me. What I said was this: if I start this and I go buy a truck and a trailer and the insurance is going to cost me this, that's what I consider my nut. Okay. Truck, trailer, insurance. That's your nut. I asked myself, how many loads a month would I have to run at minimum numbers to make that nut? That's how I got into my numbers. I backed into them that way. How much freight would I have to move to cover this nut? Okay. So instead of looking at what other people make or what other people say they make, because guys, it doesn't matter what they make.
Yeah, it's irrelevant because they run a way that you probably don't want to run, or maybe you can't run, or
right.
Or,
it makes
or
no
it
difference
just,
what they make.
Yeah.
But what you need to look at is, what is it going to take me to cover my nut every month? How much load do I need to carry? How many loads will it take me to cover this nut? That was all I was worried about. How do I cover the nut? And, once I realized that it wasn't going to take me but a few loads to cover that nut every month, I didn't worry about it anymore. I was like, okay, so let's go to step B. And then you start working on, what is your potential? Well, your potential is this, but do you really want to run that hard? Okay. Everybody goes out and says, oh, if I can make $5,000 a week, that's $20,000 a month. But they fail to realize they don't want to run 30 days a month.
Yeah, exactly.
Ah, ding, 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 ding. Oh, shit. I don't want to do that. Well,
that's why you don't ask people what they make.
That's right. Don't ask them because it don't matter.
It don't matter.
And let me tell you something. If you want to make big boy money, you got to be willing to do big boy shit.
That's right.
Okay. These guys making, all this money every month, you better be knowing that they probably worked all month. and never been home. So understand when people are bragging about the money they make, what they're not telling you is what it took to make it. Number one. Number two, what it cost them to make it. It's easy to throw gross numbers out there. It's a hell of a lot harder to come back and say, okay, I made $1, but it cost me $3 to make it. Okay. And that's what people don't tell you. And you got to understand that. So you guys need to stop that foolishness. All right. So if you build your numbers on a strong market, okay, that means every load I'm going to run is going to pay $250 a mile and this and that and everything else. What are you going to do when freight rates drop through the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. You have to understand that getting in this business doesn't mean you need the best truck and trailer on the market. You need a good truck. My truck is a tradesman. I was in my second year, but before I got flashy and put my graphic on the side of it. Okay. See, I'd already got through a year. I'd already made some money at that point and was ready to do a little advertising.
That's what I always say. You know, we all want the high trim. What is the high country and the big 10-inch infotainment system? But man, that adds thousands and thousands and thousands to your to your price tag.
But it doesn't give you anything.
It doesn't give you anything. It's nice, but you're just giving yourself more. You're putting more weight on your shoulders. Now that nut
more stress
got bigger.
Yeah. So this craft, you know, I talk about this craft, and you know the regulations are massive. So one of the highest regulated industries there are in the country. You've got load securement. We're getting ready to have a road check on load securement. You got freight negotiations. And like I said before, you got broker relations, rate discipline. You know, rate discipline means to say no. And
That's
again,
right.
If you are so struggled for money, you're
just going to become a bottom feeder.
That's it. You're going to be a bottom feeder. And once you become a bottom feeder, guys, it's hard to get out of that trap, because what happens is now your equipment's being run down and you're not making any money. So now it needs maintenance. Well, guess what? You don't have any maintenance. You give yourself no margin, no reserves. You have no money in the bank. Now your equipment's down. You can't put tires on it. Those are consumables. Those should come out of operations.
That's the hidden cost is the wear and tear, though. That's why when you break even, you're really losing, because you got to factor in the wear and tear that you put on tires and the truck in general, the trailer, all that stuff.
Break even is a loss.
It's
absolutely. So we're going to kind of ease back over here real quick, and we're going to ask for questions. What do we got, Miss Mila? How long do you think Hotshot will last? Do you think it will die out or ever get oversaturated? Actually, it was oversaturated. It was terribly, Roger, it was terribly oversaturated. During COVID, we had a few YouTubers out there that did nothing but pump it up and pump it up and pump it up to the point that, everybody dove in. Now, listen, this is right here's a prime example. Everybody dove in using pie in the sky numbers. Well, guess what?
10 grand.
Where are they at today? They're gone.
Yeah.
They're no longer here.
Stay away from those.
Thanks for the question. Real quick.
But he also, I wanted to say how long will it last? It's not going to go anywhere. There's always
it's a niche market. It's a good market. Yeah. Let me say hi to everybody real quick. We got All Consuming Jaws. Smash that like button, baby. Yeah, please hit the like button, will you guys? We got Miss Mila's in the house, Roger's in the house, Vaughn Pig's in the house, 330 Turbo. we got Albert is in the house. We got Michael, Lana Johns in the house. Nicholas. We got some newbies in the house I hadn't seen before.
Hello.
Oh, that's Brian's dad. Hey guys. Hi, babe. That's me. That's Brian's wife. Here's Brian's dad. So proud.
Keep on
Good
trucking.
for you
That's right.
guys. That's support right there.
That's good.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's awesome.
So all right. So now we're yapping again. Thanks everybody for coming in and watching. So back to the questions. You got anything else? Roman drives a tractor trailer. Am I correct? Yes, you are.
Yep. And I do mainly import and export. Not mainly, hell, 99.9%. That's basically a lot of all.
That's
right?
what you do now, but we've
Yeah.
done OTR, we've done
Yeah,
heavy
that's what I do
haul,
now.
containers, 53-foot dry van, pickup and delivery, all that.
Yeah, I've been
So,
over a decade doing
Albert, a few weeks ago, one of your drivers was given an overweight load that destroyed his trailer. How has he resolved that? Albert, let me tell you. So we are in a legal situation at this point. I'm not going to talk about his business. He's taking a break to go back to his home state and work on this. Okay. So that's what he's doing at the moment. Thanks for asking, though.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Let's get this. Anybody got any more questions? We're doing good. So, Michael. I think it's already oversaturated degree, but I like any business supply and demand will result in the best. Most efficient businesses survive. That's right. And this is what I'm trying to teach people. And you grow naturally. You don't force it to grow. As we grow here at DD214, we get contacted every day by people. And as we interview them, as we talk to them and figure out their situations, some, we just don't take. We don't take non-CDL. Yeah. We don't take a lot of people. So, and a lot of people's got a long way to go. And I try to advise the ones that I speak with as to the best route for where they're starting from. And, some are starting with dead zero. No money, no truck, no trailer, no CDL. It's like, look, man, you got to invest in yourself first. You can't go out and spend a bunch of money on equipment and think this thing's going to pay you tomorrow. It's not going to do it. So you need to take the time. And I've advised people to go to trucking companies. If you don't know if you're going to like this business at all, once you go to CDL, go to trucking, go somewhere, get mentorship, go over the road for a while. Because after about 5 minutes, you may hate it. Well, you can do that a hell of a lot, $100,000 cheaper to do that than it is to go buy a truck and a trailer and jump in without
absolutely. Yeah.
So,
also the saturation part. I mean, the industry as a whole is you're seeing a lot of companies going out of business or merging, and when you see things like that, that's basically the shit in the system getting flushed out. And also,
I believe that.
Yeah, and also Duffy is going hardcore on enforcing.
Easy. Now listen, I know you're in love with Duffy, so go easy. I don't want to see you getting all smoked up over there.
He's going hardcore with enforcing laws, and like this coming blitz that we got, where they're going to crack down on load securement. If it's not load securement, it's something else, and they're really going after basically the shit in our industry that needs to get out. So saturation is there. It's getting better every year. It gets better. I don't know if that guy or that person is a driver in the industry already, or if they're considering it. But I wouldn't worry too much about saturation. There's still plenty of freight out there.
Well,
It's
can I interrupt?
yeah,
As far as saturation goes, the last 4 years we've been the whole trucking industry has been totally oversaturated, every part of it.
yeah,
And that comes from the Biden era, just allowing people to come in this without any kind of screening. It comes from the H-1, H-2B visas that were being handed out like candy. And it comes from a lot of fraud that nobody had in check for a long time. And now it's being weeded out, like Roman said. It's being weeded out. It's going to take more time. We're going to have more issues with this. So I think that as the numbers come down, things will get better. I think that oversaturation, as long as we tell people the truth about what this industry is about, I don't think we're going to have that problem again. That's why I keep telling you to thumbs up this things, like, subscribe, and share these videos, because, guys, there's so much garbage out there that you have no idea. I mean, you probably see it more than me. I don't watch it.
yeah,
So
yeah. I know, serious. Yeah, for real. That's the truth. You guys probably see it more than we do, but man, just try to stay away from that stuff because those people are so full of shit going on there. Just, I don't know. I know we used to see it a lot, but again, I haven't been searching for this kind of things in so many years. I don't know if it's still out there. But when you see people throwing out these big numbers, immediately just go to the next YouTube. Because,
because that's the best day I ever had 10 years ago, one time. So what else you
the
got?
Numbers are
Johnny Dennis. Hey, guy, welcome. Thanks for the
they're
question.
headed up. They've been
LTL
up.
freight's headed up.
In fact, LTL is the only sector that's been doing Gucci.
Well, we had
despite
some
all
serious
of it.
major companies go under. Yellow
Yeah,
went
because
under.
Yellow's the big factor there. They went out, which is the biggest, and these LTL carriers went in and bought up all their terminals, and nobody wanted their tractors.
Yeah,
them junky little tractors. But no, they took up the real estate, and and all that freight just got distributed throughout, and they're doing really well.
Okay, what we got? I've been thinking about having a spare truck. I'm assuming a spare ready to go truck. My biggest fear is not the amount of the breakdown, is the downtime. Engine, transmission fail. Yeah, no, I get you. 330 turbo. I totally understand what you're saying. But let me tell you, guys, as soon as you get into this thing, as soon as you get into it, you need to be stocking reserves away. Okay. Especially if you have an older truck, you need to be putting reserves up, because this kind of stuff's going to happen. It's going to cost you, a ton of money to get an engine replaced and a ton of time. But,
That's the big thing.
Yeah. Listen, I kid you not. I started that trailer repair van because we couldn't get our stuff worked on in a timely manner. There was enough downtime being spent, that I spent $100,000 in a van and to equip the van. That's how much downtime there was for trailer bearing seals and stuff.
Yeah.
Once you have several trailers, that stuff adds up quick. You take 10 days, 8 to 10 days down at $1,000 a day, just for mathematical purposes. It's 10 grand. It doesn't take long to spend $100,000.
Yeah, but that question that's the important thing. People, the reserves it's not enough to just say, okay, if I blow something and I have $3 grand to fix it, cool, I'm good. But you got to remember that downtime. that
Yeah.
downtime costs money too, and it's not enough to just have the money for the physical part, then the labor to get it fixed. You got to
Then you got to
consider
get it
that
into a
downtime.
shop. Yeah, you got to
Exactly.
get it into the shop. So,
That
all
has to
right,
be a
no more
factor in
questions.
your cost there.
Hey, Rome, you got anything else?
No, just
That was a rhetorical question.
Oh, okay. Nah, I wanted to
Oh, we got
congratulate
one.
Bryan.
Hold on, Albert. Also, can you have Roman articulate more? Oh, I'm sorry, interact more.
Interact more.
I couldn't read it. There you go. You got fans, Roman.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I can interact.
Yeah,
as much
can
as
you
want me to.
interact more? Can you not?
Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, I wanted to congratulate Bryan and his family. They're watching. Congratulations to them all. I like. It's one of my favorite things actually is to talk to people like that have been in it, that did it 90 days, and get their point of view on it, because we can talk till we're blue in the face and tell people how to do this and why you should do it, or maybe, but it's until you see it firsthand and you talking to somebody that's sort of doing it and explaining, yeah, this does work and you can succeed in it. That's good, man. Because it goes to what we're talking about, the YouTube. Like, people throw out numbers and shit, throw those people off. It's the people like that you want to, like, and showing you, hey, look, we mentored this guy. Now he's here talking to you guys and giving his experience. So I like that. That's good. I always enjoy talking to people like that.
All right, brother. We're done. We hit an hour. I'm gonna call tonight.
All right.
I appreciate you being here, Bryan. Really.
What's
here? So talk about the hot lanes right now. I'll tell you, Colorado is not. Colorado is always easy to get into, guys. You just can't get out of it. So
it's like Florida, isn't it?
Yeah. You can
Get
always
in
go
there,
to
you ain't
Florida,
getting out.
Colorado. You just can't get out of it. All right. So let me tell you guys, go where the freight's at. That's what I'm telling.
Yeah.
Not lanes change. You can't pick one lane and try to stay in it. It is changing all the time. What was hot last week will be hot, 2 weeks from now, but this week it's the other place. So anyway, look, we're out of here. Love your family, guys.
All right, guys.
It is all you got. Roman, thank you. I'll talk to you
sir.
shortly. Thanks, buddy. All right. Listen, this is Bryan with DD214. It's been a good show. Appreciate it. Hope you guys learned something. If you didn't listen. Watch it again. Like, share, hit the little thumbs up. Appreciate you. Love your family, guys. That's all you got. That's all you got. All right. This is Bryan with DD214 Transport. If I don't hit this button up here, nothing else works. So let me get out of here. Have a great week. See you next.
Jeans and a 4x4, cruising down to your front door. From a full six-pack and a whiskey neat, some dive bar right up the street. I'm a good old boy in a car. thing sitting on my